You got to start asking questions for clarity. My friend hit me up yesterday. She's in a long distance situation. She said her and the guy she's talking to got into it because he told her he's about to go out with his boys because he's bored and lonely. So she asked him, "Do you feel lonely when we talk on the phone as well?" And he said yes. And so she said, "Do I have the right to be upset or am I tripping?" Now, before we answer that question, I got to figure out what's going on. I said, "Well, what did he mean by that? I don't think you should jump to being upset. Ask him to clarify first." She said, "What do you mean? I think it's clear that us being on the phone is not enough for him not to feel lonely, and I felt like it was rude." So then I said, "Did you ask him that? Or are you going off what you think? Because if you going off what you think, there's your first problem." So she said, "You think there's multiple ways to interpret I still feel lonely?" I said, "I think you should ask him." She said, "I can't." I said, "Well, why not?" She said, "Because I tell him like I tell all these hoes. Go be with them other hoes since you so lonely. If you feel like you need your person to live in your city, go find it. Plenty of them in the city." And I said, "Now, why would you say that when you could have just asked him to clarify?" And she said, "I didn't feel like there was anything to clarify. There's a lot of things you feel when you're talking to somebody, and lonely isn't one of them." And I told her, "It's not about how you felt, it's about how he felt. You asked him how he felt, and you made it about you. And then it ended up being about how you felt about how he felt." I'll give y'all part two in another video.